Well, Blake Lively's team is coming out and saying that she will, in fact, testify. They have this first interview saying she is going to testify in the Justin Baldoni trial. This is one of the things that we see with PR is that back and forth. I have no doubt that this was in the back pocket. I have no doubt that they were waiting to put this out into the timeline until they needed it. Because look at this. Remember, just a couple hours ago, we pulled up Justin Baldoni's SEO. And what did I say? He was dominating again. His team has rolled out a PR campaign and a strategy, which is brilliant. They are, but see, she has a response, which is normal. Don't worry, guys. This is totally normal. And this isn't also me pro Blake. I'm just pointing out the plays that are happening. We, in the last 24 hours, see Justin Baldoni come out, which is essentially saying, look at what we are the victims. Look at what is happening to us. You are saying we are smearing you. You are saying that we are attacking you. Your side, your fans, your people, you are doxing people. Your fans are sending death threats. They are threatening to kidnap Steve Sarwitz's child. And they came out with that narrative. So they started pushing the narrative, which is normal PR. That's not manipulative or anything. It's normal PR to push that narrative, to bring it out. And they were bringing that out to, I think the Daily Mail was the first one that had it, about what's going on with Steve Sarwitz, as well as the death threats. We have a video on that. I'll link it in the show notes. And we also saw them at the same time. Look, 21 hours, 8 hours ago. And I told you guys, remember just a couple hours ago, I said, expect to see more platforms picking it up. The Wayfarer Foundation closing amid Blake Lively lawsuit. And I had said, you can tell this is strategic because there was the Instagram post 5 days ago. I posted on my Instagram that they were closing 5 days ago. So it's not as if that knowledge that the Wayfarer Foundation was closing wasn't available to news platforms. But we are seeing it start to show up. See here, Justin Baldoni closing Wayfarer Foundation. This is now the top section or chunk of news for him, for Justin Baldoni. But what happens with PR? And this is what I say. Oh, and there's the first one for Justin, which is Justin Baldoni and his PR team are facing horrific death threats and private health leaks as legal battle with Blake Lively rages on. And that is a huge bombshell. Everything that's come out. And they've been so smart with this rollout of this PR campaign. And this is PR too. It's not just Justin speaking. But wouldn't you know it, Blake was ready to go, because what's starting to trend now? Blake Lively will testify against Justin Baldoni in It Ends With Us trial. And look at this. It's starting to gain momentum because she's been pushing that out within the and look, I just refreshed it and it's already gaining momentum. US Weekly, Yahoo, page 6. She is going to testify. The article says Blake Lively will testify in her and Justin Baldoni's upcoming trial. The ultimate moment of a plaintiff's story is to be told at trial. Her lawyer, Mike Gottlieb, told People on Thursday. We expect that to be the case here with Lively, as we would, of course, expect her to be a witness at her trial. Of course, she's going to testify. All right, well, Amber testified too, and what we got were really good memes about stepping on a bee. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to mean anything to the public. I mean, again, they're not talking to Justice for Justin people. They're talking to, someone that's just Googling for information. And someone may think the perception, right, of, oh, okay, well, if she's testifying, it must be real. It must be true for her to get on the stand because, you're under oath. Doesn't mean anything to some people, right? And again, we just have to look back on the AH trial, the Amber Heard and her on the stand, which was just, I think my favorite part of that whole thing was when her acting coach had given testimony that she can't cry on cue. Like she struggled with crying. And then the whole time you're seeing her struggle to cry on the stand. I mean, it was just, you couldn't have made that up. So her lawyer continues, there are individuals who were witnesses to or experienced misconduct that is relevant to Miss Lively's claims. We expect their testimony, particularly about what took place on set, will come out through live witness testimony. I genuinely think, I've said this before, she's going to force people to testify that don't want to be involved. I think Jenny Slate, Isabel Ferrer, I think a lot of these people are going to be forced. And I genuinely don't, not that I'm saying I think they witnessed something. I genuinely think if the worst thing that happened to Jenny Slate is, it's not even in regards to Justin. Apparently, Jamie Heath offered to pay her, $15,000 for her security deposit on an apartment. I mean, that sounds like a great guy to me. I don't know. Sounds like a really good guy. Could she have a smoking gun? I feel like if there was a smoking gun, she would have come out with it. I find it hard to believe. So late last year, Lively 37 sued Baldoni 41 for sexual harassment, fostering a hostile work environment, and trying to ruin a reputation. When they worked together on It Ends With Us, Baldoni denied all claims before filing a 400 million defamation suit against Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds. The married couple have since filed to dismiss his case. According to Gottlieb, pretrial discovery is currently underway, but it's unknown whether Reynolds 48 will also take the stand. In discovery, they'll have an opportunity to ask or Miss Lively questions, Gottlieb told People. Likewise, we'll have the opportunity to take the deposition of the defendant. In addition to witness testimony, Lively's legal team plans to present documents and statements from eyewitnesses and producers as evidence. We think there have been a lot of distractions put up to deflect attention from the retaliation campaign that was launched against her, Gottlieb claimed of Baldoni's camp. But we expect and hope that in discovery, I'm watching my puppy who I think just got into something. No, he's peeing on the floor. No, he's peeing on the floor. All right, I will deal with that in a minute. And we expect and hope that in discovery, we'll have an opportunity to really focus on what we believe to be the core part of the case, which is that this retaliation campaign was launched against Miss Lively for her having raised concerns about SH. While neither Lively nor Baldoni has publicly addressed the upcoming trial, the Another Simple Favor actress briefly alluded to the situation earlier this month. I've had a pretty intense year, she said on Late Night with Seth Meyers on the May 1st broadcast. This year has been full of the highest highs and lowest lows. I see so many around afraid to speak, especially now. Yeah, because of you, Blake, to share their experiences. Fear is by design. It's what keeps us silent. Yeah, fear is by design, Blake. Powerful people like you create fear of speaking up because they feel as if they speak up for Justin or for truth that their careers are decimated. So yes, fear is by design, but you always had a voice. You didn't use it. You always had an opportunity to be a voice of victims, to be a voice of women who have experienced DV, and you chose Friends and Florals instead. That is on you. It is not on anyone else. You chose to launch your hair care and alcohol at the same time as a movie about DV. Own your shit. Take responsibility for what you did. Stop trying to destroy everyone else for your own malfeasances. You are the only one that is problematic here. And you created the momentum against you by completely glossing over a very important topic about the movie and turned it into a Barbie launch rather than a launch for a movie about DV. Own your mistakes. Stop blaming everyone else for your mistakes and inability to take responsibility for your actions. This is asinine. Fear is by design, and you have instilled fear in people around you because they think if they want a career in Hollywood, they best be on Blake and Ryan's side. You're the one that instills fear. You're the problem. She continued, I also acknowledge that many people don't have the opportunity to speak, so I do feel fortunate that I've been able to. When it serves you, the only time Blake Lively has spoken is when it serves her. That's it. The only time you stood up as a person that's speaking out for women that have been victims is when it served your narrative for PR because you were getting annihilated in the press. That's it. You speak up when it is convenient for you, period. Lively was able to find solace in spending time with her kids and Ryan Reynolds. No matter what day I'm having, I have to be Disneyland for them, she said. It's the best. It's chaos. Where's the People? Okay, so this 2 hours ago, People magazine. There's no way. They won't convince me that this wasn't ready to go to use in their back pocket if Justin and Wayfair and Steve Sarowitz came out with something damning. You will not convince me otherwise. There is no way that in 2 hours, People has an exclusive right after Justin has an exclusive with Daily Mail, and it's already catching on like wildfire. And this just happened to coincide. Bullshit. which is fine. I guess that's PR, but game of PR, it's like ping pong. But Blake, people are going to get sick of you. I had that in a recent video. You are walking a fine line, girlfriend. Blake Lively is preparing to speak out under oath. See if they say anything different here. Lively's legal team claims she also won't be the only one stepping forward. They talk about the individuals that were witnesses or experienced misconduct that is relevant. Beyond witness accounts, Lively's legal team insists their case will also rely on evidence. I love how they use air quotes. What evidence? Yeah, evidence. In addition to the live testimony, the legal team plans to present documents and statements from producers, Sony Pictures, and other eyewitnesses. Gottlieb argues that public, I don't know where my puppy went, conversations surrounding Lively and Baldoni's legal battle has strayed from the core of the case because you've lost control of them. You're starting to lose control. Yeah, it's every time it's not in your favor, it's strayed. I'm just mind blown. We think there have been a lot of distractions put up to deflect attention from the retaliation. We already read that. Whether Reynolds, 48, will testify remains uncertain. He's currently named as a defendant in Baldoni's countersuit, but Lively's team is moving to dismiss those claims. Our belief is that they're frivolous, says Gottlieb, adding that if the claims are dropped, Reynolds may or may not be a fact witness. Over the last few months, Baldoni's team has said they may subpoena major celebrities like Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman. It's completely unclear what claims or defenses in the case of any of these celebrities have any relevance to it at all, Gottlieb says. You could say that with a straight face? Can you say that with a straight face, my friend? This is a case about what happened to Blake Lively when she raised claims of sexual harassment on set. It's not a case about how songs were chosen for the movie. It's not a case about fictional Marvel characters in Deadpool movies. Well, I think it is when your wife has been so horrifically harassed and feels so traumatized that Blake and Ryan make a Marvel character after him. So traumatized, you turn it into a joke. So traumatized, so horrified by what's happened, you make fun of his man bun. Are y'all okay? Like, I know you do the best you can with what Blake and Ryan give you. You're doing the best you can here, but it absolutely is relevant how your clients turn this into a big ass joke. She said she was so traumatized she couldn't leave the house, but she could leave the house to laugh about Justin on the set of Deadpool. What is going on? I feel like I'm in crazy town. You have to ask the question then, why are these people being subpoenaed? He continues. Do they have any actual relevance to the case at hand? Well, I think that's what the point is, to figure out what they know. You can't just go around subpoenaing people because they're famous and you think it will generate a bunch of headlines. And the federal courts don't tolerate that kind of behavior. Ask Blakey Poo about the text, about her dragon. And if he falls in line, that Taylor and Ryan will have her back or have Justin's back. In a statement to People, Baldoni's attorney Brian Freeman pushed back on Gottlieb's claims and accused Lively of attempting to deflect from the facts of the case. Although obviously uncomfortable for the Lively parties, the truth is not a distraction. The truth has been clearly shown through unedited receipts, documents, and real-life footage. More to come, Freeman says. Blake was the one who brought her high-profile friends into the situation without concern for their own personal or public backlash. As the truth shows, she used her dragons to manipulate Justin at every turn. Yep. Freeman also alleged misconduct by Reynolds, claiming Reynolds' involvement is very well documented. We continue to discover more intentional misconduct. Was Disney actually complicit in Ryan using stakeholder revenue to further a personal grudge? I'd be surprised to learn that this type of corporate waste would not lead to much more exposure for those that have been complicit in affecting stakeholder revenue. As for concerns the courtroom could turn into a media circus, Gottlieb is clear he doesn't want that to happen. We don't expect this case is going to turn into a circus of parading in every celebrity that might have ever had a conversation with Blake Lively or Ryan Reynolds. You're just being hyperbolic now, and you're above that. You're above that. Don't. Or in the same way about any famous person who might have ever had a conversation with Justin Baldoni or Steve Sarowitz, he says. The case stems from the 2024, okay, we already know this. All right. Well, scheduled for March 2026. What do you guys think about this? This is typical PR. I have no doubt they had this in their back pocket. They were ready to roll with it as soon as Justin posted. Like, it is typical PR. But let's hold the faith about Justin's narrative control that they've implemented. They are getting a story out there. They're starting to take back control of at least page one of Google, which is prime real estate. It's necessary in a crisis. And with a really powerful message. We've got to keep pushing this. We got to keep pushing how Blake's team is reacting, even just Team Blake people, right? Like threatening to kidnap people's kids, threatening to set people's houses on fire, sending death threats. And with that said, I think it's also critical that like true justice for Justin people keep their eye on the prize. Like, I'm going to be honest, guys. This is just sharing my experience. Some of the worst comments I've personally received have been from people that claim to be justice for Justin. Let's hold true to his love and frequency and view on the world, because turning on each other and trashing, like, let's just keep it like this. If or look at it like this. If justice for Justin starts turning on each other and trashing and burning out content creators that are trying to fight for Justin and trying to bring knowledge forward and trying to help everyone understand what's going on. If y'all burn those people out, who's going to be left? So let's support each other. Watching my ducks now. It's like animals on right and left side of me are just getting into trouble and peeing everywhere. Let's stick together with this. I don't understand why things have turned so vile in the last couple of weeks, why things have turned so negative. Because again, for me, my burnout's coming more from justice for Justin people rather than Blake Lively people. Because I don't, whatever, Blake Lively people are like, you're right wing MAGA. I'm like, okay, block, who cares? The most hurtful things are coming from justice for Justin people. And that's what's going to burn out content creators, because they don't need to spend their time creating content, putting their knowledge to use just to be treated poorly. So anyway, it doesn't mean you have to agree with people, but be kind. So let's lead with kindness. But I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What do you think about this? Were you expecting Blake to hit back with something? This is a big one to hit back with, that she'll testify. She knew it'd make the headlines, but I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.